H3H3, Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson, James Charles. Drama. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be wondering to yourself, why is YouTube such a shit show at the moment? Why is everybody getting cancelled? Well, to me, I've been watching YouTube since I was 8, so it makes a lot of sense. But for those of you who might be a bit younger, or have maybe only been on the website for a few years, I wanted to give some context as to why so many people are getting cancelled. So let's fucking go.
Janky Productions. Yeah.
The year is 2005. YouTube has just begun. There's videos of cats being funny, people dancing, and emo boys lip syncing to the Ninja Turtles. At this point in time, you've got to understand YouTube is nowhere near as big as it is now. Most people would not consider it to rival mainstream media whatsoever, like at all. At the time, 20,000 views was considered going majorly viral. At this point in time, YouTube wasn't seen as these, YouTubers, as these gods on a fucking pedestal. They were seen as just weird, regular people that other weird, regular people wanted to watch. And it was sort of this, I'm interacting with this individual person that made YouTube, it was way different to TV. It was a one-on-one sort of experience, which you see now a bit more with like Twitch streams and things like that. Therefore, because all these YouTubers were so small and weren't seen as a big deal at all, a lot of them just ended up rambling into their cameras for 5 minutes straight. This in turn created this very loose, flowing sort of content creation style, which we would, shortly see die out as people wanted higher quality production. At this point in time, nobody really cared about what YouTubers did, because if you didn't like their content, the internet's a weird place, you just click off it. Easy. As to now, we're seeing these YouTubers being called influencers, and they're put on a high pedestal, and they're being worshipped by so many kids and adults alike, but mostly kids. Now, fast forwarding a few years, because YouTube is still relatively small, again, much bigger than it was at this point in time, but it's now, it's gained a few milli people on there, which is, it's a big deal. So there became this big race for the most edgy, boundary-pushing content that people could produce. This is because it stood out from the crowd. And again, it still was under the convention of the whole, the YouTube, the internet's a very weird place. So people could sort of post whatever they wanted, very out there kind of humor. And this was, for the most part, widely accepted on the platform. In fact, it fucking excelled. You see people like Filthy Frank and old Shane Dawson blowing up because their shock value humor, which was very in at the time, was just so out there and different to anything else you'd see. These days, you see no content like that because it'd just be demonetized, out of here, how dare you post on our website. Now, at this point in time, the internet was still considered the internet and not the internet. And nobody actively went out of their way to ruin the reputations and careers of YouTubers and influencers on YouTube. That was until the birth of commentary channels and drama channels alike. I guess I'm practically a commentary channel, but hey, you gotta take what you can get. With the introduction of channels like Leafy is here, you'd start to see people like nitpicking channels, being like, I don't like this is a bit cringe, and for the most part, they were probably right. However, this did have a side effect, as now opinions had a much bigger role to play on the website. People would go to people's videos and comment on them saying, you suck. More so than ever, they didn't actually mean, you suck, I'm a commenter, fucking. Now it was actually, you suck, and these are the 50 reasons why you suck. Please stop making content. Now, with opinions being more frequent than ever on the website, you start to see things like drama channels, not naming names, even stretching the truth just to bait the clicks. It was at this point the edginess meta had gone out the fucking window, and it was all about the drama. This person's beefing with this person, drama. This person's chatting up kids, drama. Drama, fucking drama. Out of this, you start to see people like KSI and Logan Paul fighting, Tati and James Charles. I'm not saying this was 100% because of the money, but they probably went along with it because the money it paid out. So now with this brand new drama meta, we start to see people going back and digging up old content, old tweets, things like that, in order to try and burn people that they didn't like, or even if they just wanted to generate a few more clicks. This begun a very sort of weird and unnatural cycle of just burning people's careers, which would soon carry into what we're dealing with now. Right now, the world is in a very different and weird sort of place. Honestly, humanity as a whole, we're starting to, become more aware of social issues and, things that we might have done in the past that weren't considered, very politically correct. You can watch TV from a decade ago that wouldn't hold up on the internet today. And again, because the internet and TV sort of rival each other now, opposed to way back when where it wasn't even a chance, people like YouTubers are held in a much higher regard. Maybe even higher because it still feels like there is some sort of personal connection and you can sort of reach out and talk to that person, which you couldn't in a way to someone like Jimmy Fallon. Now, more than ever, I think everyone's starting to become very, very conscientious, fighting for something they believe in or you wanting to protect marginalized groups. Now, I believe this is a good thing, yes. However, it does come with the added effect of trying to burn and ruin people who, maybe did something a bit stupid, a bit cringe, something you watch now and you're like, ooh, getting a bit hot under the collar, that's a bit big yikes. You've got to realize that people continue to grow after they're 18. Things that were considered bad now were considered fine on TV. And the internet being in this weird spot as not watched as strictly as TV in terms of censorship, they got away with a lot of things back then that watching it back now, it starts to seem as problematic. Again, I'm not saying that this is a good or a bad thing. I'm just the messenger. Holy crap, don't shoot the messenger. In conclusion, I do think it's important to sort of reflect upon the past and, see where we were and how far we've come. I don't necessarily think it's all that wise to try and burn people and ridicule people for things they were being celebrated for 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, or 5 years ago. It wasn't a problem then, but it is, it's seen as a problem now. Again, compassion, good. Negativity, hating, wanting to end somebody's livelihood and career, not so good. Unless they're a convicted felon or they've done something really, really bad recently, and it's a case-by-case thing. But on the whole, I think we should, look to help people and not necessarily destroy people. So there we go, guys. That's my very rough timeline of YouTube. Essentially, it starts off, nobody cared about what you did. You could do anything. It got to a point where you were celebrated for doing edgy, weird shit that wouldn't, be seen as a good thing today. Drama channels and stuff started talking about it somewhere along here. And now we're here where there's, a lot of fighting for social rights. And then once we, from here, reflect upon all this shit, we're like, what the fuck? How do we let that happen? I hope for those of you that are younger or only just started using YouTube, it helped lend some context as to how we got here. I know this is not as funny, but I thought it was something that was worth talking about and something that's relevant on the platform at the moment. For those of you who saw my last video, yeah, it's a little bit different. I don't know. I wanted to try something a bit more creative and, I wanted to make something that, it was just different. It was out of my comfort zone. And I feel like I did that. There was things I could have done better. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry, but hey, here we are back, mic in hand, chatting to you. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But my God, do not shoot me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just recalling events as I see them. And I've been watching YouTube since my parents blocked it because they thought it would give our shit box of a computer a virus. Again, guys, that's going to be the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!